Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting out war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40,000 boarding actions, and today we're going to take a look at the Black Templar Space Marines. Now in this video we're going to go through how we muster a boarding patrol, and indeed some of the rules adaptations, namely a lot of rules we've lost for some particular units that sort of make them work properly in a boarding action environment. Then we'll have a look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for the faction. After that, we'll look at some other units to expand upon those first couple of initial purchases, and finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 500 points, which is the standard size game for a boarding action Warhammer 40k, for you to use hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own force of the Black Templars in Warhammer 40k. Now, mustering a boarding patrol, let's talk about that first. First of all, you can include up to one of the following units, and that is any infantry character. Obviously, playing Black Templars, this is excluding any psychers. So this gives you a wide variety of different options, though this will be the only character model you actually get to put inside your Space Marine force in a boarding action. Now you can include up to 3 of the following units as well: Assault Intercessors, Crusader Squads, Heavy Intercessors, the Regular Intercessors, Primaris Crusader Squads, and Tactical Squads. These all do have set limits, with the Primaris Crusader Squad and Tactical Squad being 10 models required, and the rest of those options there being 5 or 10 models of the options. Now, you can also include up to 1 of each of the following units. These are Aggressor Squads, 3 strong, Blade Guard Veterans, and Centurion Assault Squads, also 3 models strong, Incursor, Infiltrator, Infernus, Primaris Sword Brethren, Reavers Squads, Relic Terminator Squads, Stern Guard Veteran Squads, Terminator Assault Squads, and Regular Terminator Squads, and Vanguard Veteran Squads, all at 5 or 10 models strong. Now you can also include one of the following units, being an Eradicator Squad at 3 models, or a Hellblaster Squad at 5 models as well. And lastly, you can include up to 1 of the following units as well: a Vanguard Veteran Squad with jump packs at 5 or 10 models strong. This gives you a wide variety of different units to choose from. At the current point in time, we are waiting for the brand new Space Marine book, and I've taken the liberty to take out all the units that will be being discontinued that we have information on at this point, so you can still include things like Scout Squads and Command Squads. I've not included them on this slide here because those units are soon to be discontinued. Rules adaptations wise, we have probably the biggest thing here is Oath of Moment. Just gives us reroll hits in a boarding action, nothing else, no rerolls to wound. And then we've got a bunch of other units sort of losing rules. Deep Strike for a bunch of the different character models, including our Terminator Squads losing their Teleporter Homer abilities. We've then got High Marshal Helbrecht, which in particular for the Black Templars loses his High Marshal ability as well. All the rules adaptations though that will apply to Black Templar models are listed here for you. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. And so, where to begin with our Black Templars? For me, I think my favourite character to bring in a boarding action is the Emperor's Champion. This is a Black Templar specific model, and for me, the close combat prowess of this model is definitely going to be something that's really fun to use in a boarding action where you're going to get into plenty of close combat action. His Black Sword has some really cool profile, with the Strike version having strength 8 minus 3 AP, damage 3, with precision and a weapon skill of 2+ in there. This combined with the fact you've got abilities like Sigismund's Heir, where each time this model makes a lead attack that targets a character unit, you can add 1 to your wound rolls, really means you can go in and hammer some characters in combat. But you also do have a Skillful Parry as another ability, where once per phase you can just change an attack coming into you at melee to damage characteristic 0, and your Black Sword's sweet profile means you can even take on some hordes with 10 attacks at strength 6, minus 2 AP, damage 1, enabling you to sort of clear out things and larger units, things like Gaunts, Termagants, and all that sort of stuff from the table. Now, joining our Emperor's Champion, the Primaris Crusader Squad, of course, is a Black Templar staple, or at least Crusader Squads are. The Primaris version is going to give you a few different abilities of Scout 6-inch, which is really nice to give you some advanced movement, and Righteous Zeal will allow you to reroll advance and charge rolls as well for the unit. Ranged weapon wise, you can include a Pyre Blaster and Pyre Pistol to get some extra flamers in there, which are really cool. Ignores cover, Torrent, always good in a boarding action. And you can have everything equipped with a bunch of combat weapon options as well to give you some extra attacks. And you've also got the Power Fist and Power Weapon in there as well to give you some much needed AP in combat. Now looking at where to go next for the Black Templars, and the first unit we're going to look at are the Primaris Sword Brethren. Primaris Sword Brethren are going to give you an elite combat unit, but also some decent range power as well with access to combi weapons. You've got plasma pistols and pyre pistols in there as well, which give you some really good sort of corridor fighting weapons, and then you can take things like power weapons on the units, which are really nice. You can have a thunder hammer in there as well, which is super cool, along with extra sort of pistol weapons and all of that good stuff. Now, you do have a couple of special rules for your unit. Vor Sworn Bladesman is going to allow you to choose to either add one to the attacks characteristic or add one to your damage characteristic of your weapons to really sort of take on a variety of different targets. Now, the next unit I want to talk about is the regular Crusader Squad. This is the Firstborn Marine variation. Much like the Primaris version, this is going to provide you with a nice mix of different models. It's going to give you some decent options for combat, some decent options for some range, being able to bring in a variety of different weapons from flamers, plasma guns, melter guns, and grav guns as well, to even some heavy weapons in your units as well, which can really help your Black Templars go in. You can have things like grav cannons or heavy bolters or even heavy flamers, which are really nice in those close confined spaces. Speaking of flamers, something I think really does well in a boarding action are your Inferno squads. They are all totting out with the basic Pyre Blasters. They are an Ignores Cover Torrent, D6, Strength 5, no AP damage 1 flamer weapon, which is going to provide some really solid power. And lastly, Assault Intercessors. Black Templars are a combat-focused chapter, so having some Intercessors that can put out a bunch of attacks with their chainswords is going to be really nice. You've also got your Sergeant, which has the option for taking a specialized pistol, hand flamer especially, and you've also got the Thunder Hammer option to put on him as well, which can give you some really good punch in melee. And so, here we have our sample army list for the Black Templars. Now, we are a perfect 500 points, and our Warlord is an epic hero, so we can't take any enhancements on them, but for me, that really doesn't matter. The Emperor's Champion at 85 points is going to give you a super powerful piece that's just going to allow you to fight really nicely in the close confines of a boarding action. Now, the cool thing about the rest of the squads we picked here is they're all really great independent units. They have enough sort of punch and power to fight on their own. They're not going to be relying on things like buffs from a character. And with Space Marines as well, the fact you have something like your Oath of the Moment that you just can give out rerolls to hit can act as sort of a pseudo character on the table, giving out, an extra buff to your units. Now, battle line wise, we do have a Primaris Crusader squad. We've got the Power Weapon and Pyre Pistol on the Sword Brother in them, along with a Power Fist and Pyre Blaster on the Initiates, who are all equipped with close combat weapons, and then the Neophytes as well with Astartes Chainswords and Bolt Pistols. Other data sheets in the force, we've got a 5-model Infernus Marine squad, which is going to give us some really good sort of shooting power, good for clearing out hordes, and the Primaris Sword Brethren in there as well, with the Sword Brother with a combi weapons for some nice anti-infantry power and a mastercrafted power weapon. You could certainly go with the Pyre Pistol if you want to on him, and for Primaris Sword Brothers in there, you've got 2 Pyre Pistols and a Plasma Pistol along with a Thunder Hammer, and everyone that doesn't have that Thunder Hammer has a power weapon as well. But if you've got some ideas on how you want to build up your Black Templars force for a boarding action, or indeed if you have got some Black Templars boarding action games in, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community we have here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, be that via Patreon or YouTube members, or by grabbing yourself some merch, whether that's stickers, t-shirt, mugs, or anything from our Teespring store as well, or by using our affiliate links, which are also linked down in the description as well, that go a long way to helping support the channel. As a special thank you to all our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Iron Grinch, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Alderin Shot First, Kendall, Soren, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, the Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty Stabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel196. Thank you all so much for helping support the channel. It means the absolute world to us. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.